Hey everybody. So there's a team that the really no one's talking all that much about, but they've been really impressive so far this year and surprisingly good, and that's the New York Islanders. I think from what I've seen so far, I think the New York Islanders have a chance to make the playoffs. And if you told me that a month ago, I would have said there's absolutely no way. That's ridiculous. But the Islanders have been really good so far this year, especially the last, week or so. They've won four straight. They've really picked up some wins and some quality wins. And this is a team that I think has the potential to be a playoff team. And going into this year, I definitely didn't think that. I thought the Islanders were going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They lost Tavares in the offseason, and everyone thought that was pretty much it. I mean, once he left, it was the Islanders. They're done. They're going to have to rebuild, and they're going to be lousy this year. And that has not been the case so far. Um, the Islanders right now are in second place in the Metropolitan Division. They're 7-4-1. They have 39 goals for and 30 goals against, so their goal differential is plus for, which they could not do at all last year. They've won four straight, and they're getting good contributions from guys throughout the lineup. Josh Bailey leads the team in points. He has 3 goals and 10 assists for 13 points. Anders Lee and Matt Barzal are tied for second on the team in points with 12. Lee has 5 goals and 7 assists for 12 points. Barzal has 1 goal and 11 assists for 12 points. And they're getting contributions from other players as well. Valtteri Filppula has had a very good season with the Islanders so far. Casey Zizekas is playing well. Jordan Eberle, Brock Nelson's playing really well. Andrew Ladd's off to a decent start. They're getting Matt Martin has 3 goals already. They're getting contributions from up and down their lineup, and it's really been a balanced offensive attack, which is really important. When you lose a superstar player like Tavares, you can't replace him with one person. You have to replace him as a team, and that's exactly what the Islanders are doing so far this year. They have replaced him as a team. They are getting scoring from all four lines. They have all four lines playing well, and they're winning games because of it. In goal, Robin Lehner has had a great start with the Islanders. He's 4-2-1. Thomas Greiss, he's 3-2-0. He's also off to a decent start. Both of them have save percentages over 925 and goals against under 2.5 per game. So they're getting good goaltending as well, which really was their Achilles heel last year. That goaltending sunk their season last year, and so far so good in net for the Islanders. So this is a team that I look at and I'm starting to believe in this team. And I think that maybe they can be a playoff team. I don't think they're going to finish ahead of Pittsburgh or Washington or anyone like that, but I think they absolutely could take a wild card spot. I put them right there with teams like Columbus and New Jersey and Philadelphia. They could easily take a playoff spot from those teams, and I really wouldn't be surprised if they do at this point. Now, the big question with this team, we knew that they had talent up front. Even with Tavares gone, we knew they had talent up front. Goal scoring was never an issue with this team and was not going to be an issue this season. The question with this team was defense and goaltending. And so far, it's been pretty good. They only have 30 goals against. It's not like they're giving up tons of goals. They have a plus goal differential, which that's fantastic news compared to what they were last year. And they're getting solid defensive play. Again, they don't have that superstar number one defenseman like most teams have, that one guy who's their clear number one. It's a defense by committee type of approach, similar to what the Vegas Golden Knights do. They don't have that elite number one, so they just have solid players throughout their defense, and it's worked so far for them. Scott Mayfield is playing very well. Johnny Boychuk's playing well. Nick Leddy's still there. Some of the, Adam Pelech, Ryan Pulock. They got some younger guys in who are playing solid hockey right now. And their goaltending's been good so far. You know, like that was their biggest issue last year. Greiss and Halak were atrocious last year. Greiss and Lehner this year, it's working so far, and Halak's tearing it up in Boston. So I don't know why they were so bad in net last year, but that it's been good this year as far as goaltending goes. But that's the biggest question I have with this team. They're going to score goals. Offense isn't going to be a problem. My question with this team is, can they get goaltending like they're getting from these guys for an entire season? That's the big question. Because if they can, then they are in really good shape to make the playoffs. But we have to wait and see, because just because Lehner and Greiss had a good first month does not mean that they're going to be able to do that over a 82-game season. And both of these goaltenders they're not high-end goaltenders. They're goaltenders that can be very streaky at times, and when things go bad for them, they can go real bad. So it's a little early to be declaring this team a great team or anything. There's still a long way to go this season, but I absolutely think after watching them for their first month that this team has potential, and they do have the potential to make the playoffs because there's a lot of talent there. It's going to come down to, can their goaltending remain at the level that it's at right now. If they can, then I think it's going to be a lot like a few years ago when the Islanders made it to the second round of the playoffs. They beat Florida in the first round. That was when they had Greiss and Halak, and Thomas Greiss ended up being the starter for most of that. He won the starting job over the course of the season, and by the playoffs, he was the starting goaltender over Halak. And they played Florida in the first round, beat Florida, and then lost to Tampa Bay in the second round, and Tampa Bay was clearly the better team. So there was nothing to be ashamed of there. But this looks like a team that could potentially do something like that again if they continue to get good goaltending from Lehner and Greiss. If the goaltending drops off, the team's record's going to drop off, and we're going to have a repeat of last season. But if the goaltending stays good, this team could make the playoffs. So if you should definitely keep an eye on the Islanders this year, because they're off to a much better start than I expected. Think that pretty much anyone expected, and now I'm starting to believe in this team. I think they could be a legitimate playoff team. It's gonna come down to the goaltending. So that's what I've got on New York. Definitely a team to watch over the next few weeks here and see if they can keep this up. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. If you'd like to further support Off the Wall Hockey, our link to our Patreon page is down in the description as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.